Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'll be bringing you another build that will be full autoing the Swarm Disaster difficulty 5, similar to Universe, but this time using all the free-to-play units. And to be honest with you, this was actually the first build I have been trying to do ever since the Swarm Disaster release because of how busted it is in World 7 back in my previous video a month ago. But unfortunately, I didn't get much success with this build in the first couple runs. And the issue was either I get one-shotted by the boss during the last phase, or the boss keep resisting the freeze and dissociation, which significantly reduced my overall damage and lead to a longer fight, meaning that the boss have a higher chance to kill off my entire team. But after a couple more tries, I think I have found the solution to answer this issue. So without further ado, let's get started. As you can see on the screen here, the Remembrance path is mainly working around Recollection buff, which will increase your character effect hit rate by 25% every time you land on a Recollection tile. And the dice effect are mainly focused on copying the domains on the map and duplicate them into the adjacent tile and make them into a Recollection. So obviously, you want to go through as many Recollection tiles as possible so that you get as many effect hit rates as possible to increase your freezing chance for your character, right? But more importantly, you need to know which is the right tile to copy and maximize the benefit of this dice effect. Honestly, it is really a case-by-case scenario. But a general rule of thumb is, you want to copy a tile that will give you the most benefit to you. And here is my personal priority list for your reference. But never copy the occurrence tile, because they can give you either a positive or a negative buff, depending on RNG. So in this example, if I am going to choose the reward tile and duplicate it, I will have a 50-50 chance that the duplication will land on the current Recollection combat tile, which is pretty much a waste. So instead, the best tile I want to copy right now is the combat tile right under where I am right now. So that no matter which tile the system is going to choose, you will always replacing one of the occurrence tile, which is a win-win situation. Next, let me go over the key blessings you need to get to complete this build. The 3 blessings shown on the screen here are pretty much a must get, because you're so reliant on doing damage from the dissociation debuff. The first buff allows you to keep applying dissociation debuff on the boss every time you attack them when they are being frozen. The second buff will have a chance to freeze the enemy every 5 times you attack them, so they will increase the freezing frequency as well as increasing the damage overall from dissociation. And the third buff will remove the dissociation and immediately apply the dissociation damage onto the boss. So this will speed up your rotation and damage cycling. However, there are a couple issues that I found throughout the runs that I tried with this build. And the first issue is, this final boss does not have the ice weakness. This is not really a big issue, but if you are able to break the boss weakness, especially by ice element, you will able to freeze the boss a lot more frequently throughout the fight, and as a result, doing more damage from applying the dissociation. That's why, if you are unable to get lucky with the third weakness element to be ice, then you should try to get the 2-star blessing shown on the screen here, so that you have a chance to apply the ice weakness every time you're using your ultimate. The second issue I found is that the boss is having so much effect resist, and because of how the Recollection buff is only giving you the character effect hit rate, but not increasing the chance of applying dissociation. This is a big issue here, because even though you are able to constantly freeze the enemy with your March ultimate, but at the same time, you can hardly apply the dissociation debuff, which is where most of your damage comes from. So in order to resolve this issue, we must get the Nihility blessing shown on the screen here, which can reduce the enemy effect resist. I can actually see a significant difference between the runs with and without this blessing. The third issue I found is this build does not provide you any survivability options. So the solution to this is either you kill the boss very fast before the boss uses the AoE wipe ultimate, or you grab some defensive options from other paths along the way and try to survive that AoE attack during the last phase. That's why I suggest you to also look for any defensive blessings along the way as backup option. The blessings shown on the screen here right now are the ones that I highly recommend you to look for. But you don't need to get them all, you just want to get some of them to ensure that you can survive that AoE attack at least once. And lastly, let me go over the team comp that you can use for this build. March 7 is the core for this build, because not only she can have an AoE freeze from her ultimate, she can also provide you a big single target shield to increase your survivability. Natasha is here being the only healer, self-explanatory. Herta is here for the AoE attack, so that she can trigger dissociation for all enemies on the field. And Fire MC is here for the damage reduction, as well as a small amount of shield for the entire party. And Fire MC Ultimate is AoE attack, which once again can trigger dissociation for all enemies on the field. And because all of your damage are coming from dissociation, not your own character's strength, you can simply build all 4 members' full defensive stats, as well as speed and energy regeneration. And that pretty much sums up everything I want to talk about the Remembrance path build. And I believe this is the most free-to-play friendly build to clear Swarm Disaster. Thank you so much all for watching, and I will see you in the next video. See ya!